Welcome to Front Page Africa live.
When you move the street,
in
solidarity, you are not wrong.
Graduate student alliance, other universities
when
like
Prosa,
and give your honor
what
and
the street in solidarity underscored. You are not wrong.
And before
you worry.
We go into the nitty-gritty of this program, CEO President is currently giving his presentation
in the same solidarity
to welcome
with Prosa.
This famous
to hear one simple message only to be conveyed.
As a matter of fact, this
by the current construct of the current chairman.
This song is sung out against us. The clarity of the faces
On this note, the message to be conveyed tonight will be conveyed on and through one conveyant belt. I'm so glad to recognize Sando. To recognize on his left quadrant a bulwark of intelligentsia.
Amanda!
And they are right. They are all right.
Yeah.
Comenzando is the current national, international executive chairman of the Great Progressive Students Alliance. Today in our midst, he comes to convey one simple message. At his left quadrant is a nice gentleman whose name will be conveyed by his colleague or colleagues. A nice gentleman whose name will be conveyed or spelled out by his colleague or colleagues. Without nice, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Sano, today is your play host to you. I appreciate the side attractions, but this is Liberia bulwark of intellectualism. You know, I hate to be a reactionary. I hate. I contour every situation. It's wisdom. Sano, those of you give recognition. I'm a chairman. Mr. Chairman, with those of you give recognition of your advent. And you come out, Prosa. You are so distinguished. You are so exceptional. So we appreciate you. I recommend that Prosa becomes one of those places that any young man finds abode.
Amanda!
Listen, Mr. Chairman, you are standing where I am.
The background is
Journalist? When you stand here and speak, they look at you.
The background is not.
The background is not friendly. It's some of the background. But you standing here to speak, what the podium is there. The chairman is speaking now. When you speak here.
C'est allemand jamais. Allemand jamais. C'est allemand jamais. C'est pour ça jamais Camille.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, thank you. We not come for any extra drama, except that Prosa has come as a guest of CO. Having said that, I straight the pendulum to the unrest. While the Presidium Chairperson introduce the outstanding Secretary General.
Amanda!
Wait!
Amanda!
Wait!
Amanda!
Himself. I will say, gentlemen, then the CEO, enjoy the rest of the time here while you convey a simple message, Mr. Chairman. The mic is yours.
Amanda! Amanda! Viva! Viva! Prosa viva! 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 Priscila viva! 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 She's the female leader! Viva! Viva! Amanda! 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 Priscila Wayaya! Yeah! Viva! 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 Chamesalo viva! Viva! Amanda! Amanda Africa wetu! Seyo! Prosa ana mese seyo! 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 Merite kacho seyo! 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 Memo tosio seyo! Seyo! Amanda! Amanda! Luta! Continua!
Amanda! Amanda League Africa wait! Amanda League Africa social justice await! Amanda! Amanda! Come as a friend! I bring you warm revolutionary greetings from the men that presides over the tripartite sections, a cross section, and the joint section of Africa biggest, new progressive, mass-based political movement, and the campuses of the University of Liberia, the avant-garde progressive student alliance of the University of Liberia. Standing in your mess, I am student, cadre, Adiola, Malagba Fatimata Dole, Dole Fatimata Malagba, Fatimata Malagba Dole. As I work on this.
Viva, viva, Madame Dole, viva, 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 President, viva, viva,
Luta! Continua!
As I work on the state-run university, I am better known as the Indira Gandhi of India.
Indira Gandhi, Seyo! Seyo! Paspa Female, Seyo! Yo, the ring Ganeta Indira Gandhi, Yaya! Yo, the ring Ganeta Priscilla Wayaya! Amanda! Amanda!
Continua!
The first and only female Prime Minister of the Republic of India.
Come on.
Members, not procrastinate your time. We are here for a purpose. And the purpose is to deliver such an important message to the state. In that note, I am not the presenter. The person who is presenting this message, I don't even know whether I'm capable of introducing that individual. But since I have given the opportunity to do that, it's a privilege. In fact, not even an opportunity, but a privilege. A privilege to introduce the most powerful issue on the campuses of the University of Liberia.
Viva, 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 come and viva! Viva! Viva, viva, come and viva! Viva! Ben touch me! Ben is power and Ben America! Zayo! Zayo! You have a matchup pin! Aluta! Amanda! Amanda! Anglema!
He is the reincarnated great honey of our generation.
Yes.
But before I do that, on behalf of the female brigade of the African Progressive Line of the University of Liberia, I want to say we are in solidarity of the family of Princess Nangbe. Inja Nangbe, the female that passed away from the Rex institution. And I want to tell the family that we will not lie low. We will make sure that we will be in solidarity with the family until things are falling into place. So our powerful SG is the big pusher of our institution. In presence of Kathleen, Adiola, Gladiator, the reincarnated great honey of our generation. In presence of in presence of Justin J. Jalaba J. Justin. Come here, Ashley. As I now reduce my right to the decimal point to introduce, to usher in the most powerful SG of our generation. Ashley,
Continua.
Amanda! 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 Viva, 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 Africa Party, viva! Viva! Viva, 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 Africa Party, viva! Viva! Down, 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 reactionary down! Down! Down, 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 reactionary down! Forward! Forward, 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 progressivism forward! 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 Forward, 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 egalitarianism forward! Comrades! Ideologues of egalitarianism, crusaders and apologists of social justice, academic freedom and peace, solidarity forces, the students of the Republic of Liberia, the impoverished young people, members of CH-2, fellow Liberians, permit me, and it is a traditional revolutionary routine, that before we can give you any analysis, it is important that we bring you greetings from the sacred office, the most supreme office of the man who controls the tripartite sections, crowd sessions, and drum sessions of Africa's fastest growing neo-progressive revolutionary pan-Africanist movement, the indomitable revolutionary avant-garde progressive alliance of the University of Liberia. Comrades, we have a single mandate and a responsibility. We are here today to usher in the man who is the official communicator of our institution. But before we do that, it is important that we extend our undiluted revolutionary salute to the leadership of the Center for the Exchange of Intellectual Opinions. By the matter of fact, CO remains, and CO is the biggest convergence point of intellectual throughout the length and breadth of the Republic of Liberia. And the man who is the chairperson of CO, he is an individual that we have come to know for a very long time. And we respect him. He is an articulate and resplendent intellectual. And so, comrades, today we have come to speak to the students. Today we have come to speak to the disenchanted young people of the Republic of Liberia. And it is important that we have you informed that this institution is a growing revolutionary phenomenon on the African continent. That's the reason why for us, we have owned this institution. That's the reason why for us, we have owned the cherished philosophy of the revolutionary avant-garde progressives to the Alliance of the University of Liberia. Throughout our existence, there is one thing that we have not done and we refuse to do. That one thing is to hide our identity and to hide who we are. But in this public space, for the fact that the revolutionary avant-garde progressives to the Alliance of the University of Liberia is still alive today, there were plots, there were attempts employed by backward reactionary elements to decimate the revolutionary avant-garde progressives to the Alliance of the University of Liberia. But we must say that before us, before we came on the stage, before we arrived here, there were men who sacrificed their education when it was unfashionable to go against the ecclesiastical orthodoxy of one-party system on the campuses of the University of Liberia. When it was not fashionable to do so, it took the courage and the resilience of men and women who are determined enough to identify the contradictions, not only identifying the contradictions on the campuses of the University of Liberia, but to also ensure that those contradictions can be interpreted to the core. And so we use this opportunity to salute, to extend unflinching revolutionary salutation to the veterans, the respected, reputable veterans of our institution who played a pivotal and crucial role while they were at the barricade confronting reactionary elements. It is the responsibility of the revolutionary avant-garde progressives to the Alliance of the University of Liberia to not only identify the problems, of the students, but to ensure that the rights and privileges of the 1,000 students of the Republic of Liberia and the young people can be protected, and protected at the expense of our life. And the reason why for some of us, we are proud to identify our philosophy and where we stand in society. We are proud to say to you in this public space that we remain left-wing revolutionary student radicals. And we owe absolutely no apology for our stance in society. And let me say here to you, I must submit to you here today that the real definition of our struggle lies within the deplorable and desolate condition of the young people. That's the reason why we have assumed this responsibility. Yes, there are things that have been said about this institution. Like everybody in life will have their own way of giving their own definition of how they see issues. But I must say to you here, comrades and fellow young people, where you hail from, and we must say this clearly, where you hail from, we hail from there. You live in some of the rejected and destitute Islam communities in this country. And the real definition of our struggle lies within the slum. Because that's where we find our brothers and sisters struggling every day. And we must say here in the space that the revolutionary avant-garde progresses to the alliance of the University of Liberia. That's the lead firebrand revolutionary student movement in the youth and student community. We have never, there is one thing, whenever we have the opportunity, there is one thing that we always do. And we will always speak to the conviction, to the suffering conviction of the masses of our people, regardless of what.
Because I will speak to the issue. The government must do something. Let the pass into law, the free school protocol say,
And we must say to you that the political system in this country, over time, it has been a traditional practice that the political system has failed the young people. That's the reason why they place you in places like Dole Community West Wind to ensure that your level of development can be very, very, very poor. They place you in communities where alcohols and drugs are sold cheaply to render you useless in society and use your vulnerability to create havoc, to create chaos in the state. That's the reason why the avant-garde progresses to the alliance of the University of Liberia will be making a clear and definite position as we move toward 2023. There are men and women in our institution who have always supported that institution at the expense of their life, and they remain very, very fearless in their endeavor. That's the reason why for us, we always say to people, the reason why our society will continue to beg before foreign powers, the reason why our society will continue to beg on her needs before those very imperialist forces who came here and beat our people in subjugation, the reason why we will continue even on the African continent, the reason why our African leaders will continue to bow and prostrate before those very people is because we have not been able to own our own destiny. It is because we are not daring and courageous enough. So if an opportunity were given today to bring back the living body of people like Grace Honey, to bring back the living body of people like Joe Slovo, to bring back the living body of people like Modibo Keita, to bring back the living body of people like Haile Selassie, to bring back the living body of people like Agostino Nito. To bring back the living body of Samora Moses Miche. These revolutionaries, they will be very, very disappointed. They will be very disappointed that today the African continent is involved with people who are clueless on the way forward of the African continent. We say to people, the economic analysis of the West cannot be the economics of the African people. You must understand the real condition of the people, the masses of our people, and be able to interpret their suffering. Do not be afraid. When your society is endowed with natural resources, you must own the resources. there should be a reflection of those resources in the living condition of the masses of our people. The state should take ownership of the factors of production and distribute it unevenly. That's the philosophy of the Avant-Garde Party. We believe in egalitarianism. We believe in equal distribution of the resources of the state.
Viva, 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 egalitarianism, viva! Viva! Viva, viva, classless society, viva! Viva!
But there will be more of these messages as we move toward 2033. It is our responsibility in this country. If the police that protect us every night while we sleep from danger, once they are unpaid, it is our responsibility to speak to those issues. When the police cannot respond to their family needs because of the conviction in society, we will speak to it. And so, comrades, I must say to you here that I respect and salute you for your level of support and those convinced egalitarians and the militants, the green egalitarian soldiers of the revolutionary avant-garde, progressives to the alliance of the University of Liberia, that have always stood on the side of the ordinary paparazzi, student masses of our country. I must say to you here, I salute you for always standing side by side with the disenchanted and disillusioned student community and the young people of the state. But comrades, like I told you, there is an important message that is being tagged and captioned Prosa's annual message. That's the only institution that will draw down the curtain as we clamor the year Prosa will draw down the revolutionary curtain, will conclude the revolutionary calendar.
Yo, when Prosa speak, anybody speak again, you can't get it. Yo.
Come a chairperson of CEO, it was not our intent. It was not our intent to come with a huge, a barrage number of young people. It was not our intent. But this is the only institution. The fastest growing neo-progressive revolutionary student movement that is capable of attracting the young people of this country who feel the anguish and the agony in society.
You want to be bigger, you want to cooler, you want to
follow Prosa.
You want to go to school, you want to be the tools, you want to be big.
Follow Prosa. Follow Prosa.
So it didn't come as a surprise to me while we were marching and singing the battle hymn and the revolutionary songs of the Avant-Garde Party. It wasn't a surprise when I saw young people joining the parade. But permit me now, and I ask all militant cadres, stalwarts, solidarity allies, that as I usher in our own leader, as I usher in the man who is our own teacher, as I usher in the man who is the lead proponent of the philosophy of egalitarianism in the Republic of Liberia. So I ask all militant, all cadres to remain posted, remain very vigilant and watchful as I usher in the man who I refer to in our generation in this revolutionary epoch. The man who I refer to as the Linsus Quintus Cincinnatus of the Avant-Garde Party. Luther Quintus Cincinnatus was that Roman farmer and senator when the Roman Empire came on an attack, when there was a siege of the Roman Empire. It took the courage. It took the courage of Lucius Quintus Cincinnatus to leave a farm and rally the army. And he was able to drive out the reactionary elements in the Roman Empire and later return to his farm after 16 days. So he is the reincarnated Lucius Quintus Cincinnatus of our institution. By the matter of fact, he is the only student leader in the youth student community that is successfully married. But at a particular point in time,
Our chairman responsible,
But at a particular point in time, when the existence of our institution came under attack, it took this man selflessly, with all of the issues, to abandon his marital responsibility to rush in defense of the revolutionary avant-garde progressive to the alliance of the University of Liberia. And so, like we always say to you, we do not merit the standard. We do not merit the standard, no matter how we rain eulogy on him. We do not merit the standard to introduce him. But permit me now, as I usher in the man who presides over the superstructure of the revolutionary avant-garde progressive alliance of the University of Liberia, the official messenger, the official communicator. When he speaks, it becomes not only a policy statement, but it is incumbent upon every egalitarian to take his statement and interpret the statement and own it. So, coming revolutionary chairperson, the man who is the reincarnated Shekubiria of the avant-garde party, come chair, I want to say to you my salute in this public space for your leadership wisdom. So as I usher you in, the most powerful man on the campuses of the University of Liberia, impressing a former revolutionary William Shekubiria Sando. Thank you very much.
Our party, Zayo. Our party, Zayo. Our party,
Progressive Student Alliance, Capital Hill University of Liberia. Office of the Chairman, dated December 28, 2022. Prosa's honor address. Comrades and friends, the Avant Party uses this time to call on the President, who is supposed to be the Commander-in Chief of the Armed Forces of Liberia, to take very serious, horrific statements coming from the Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of Liberia, and likewise bringing such revelation as a concern to the other branches of government, especially the 54 House of Legislature and the international community, the EU, the US Embassy, ECOWAS, and etc. In conformity of the Lomé Declaration in July 2000, which banned coups d'etat, sanctions against regime that had taken power through coup. Fellow students and compatriots of our motherland, it has reached our attention as an institution that since the beginning of 2021, there have been military seizure of power right around us as a country. Guinea, Chad, Mali, Sudan, in early 2022. Moving forward, Burkina Faso and again in March of 2021. A coup attempt was reported for in Niger days before the inauguration of the president. The cases of Guinea and Mali are illustrative of the border trend, and Prosa takes serious clues from this and precaution from General Prince's assertions made. The Chief of Staff in recent times have made some stunning revelation and remarks that are unfavorable and counterproductive to the fragile peace and fragile democracy of our country. As he spoke in an elaborate press conference and made some grave allegations that shouldn't be taken for granted, especially judging from past events of military intervention in our country across the region mentioned above, like April 12, 1980, when President William October was overthrown and murdered in a violent coup. A coup that was staged by an indigenous Liberian faction of the Armed Forces of Liberia, AFL, under the command of Master Sergeant. Likewise, of military takeover in the West
African region and Central region in recent times have been alarming. For instance, Guinea, Mali, Chad, etc. The Chief of Staff affirmed in a statement that he received calls and text messages from unknown individuals to overturn the government while the president was away. Those unknown individuals' identities should be searched, revealed, and subsequently turned over for investigation, because such requests of overturn is treasonous, as it is threat to national security and our democracy, which is a gross misconduct of the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia, Article 62. Therefore, Prosa wants to remind the citizen government and the opposition that our people have seen so much and have experienced a lot of political upheaval from the 80s that have turned this country backward. And at this time, our people are not willing to revert to those dark periods in our country history that broke down the social, economic, and political paradigm of our society, thereby leaving our society in rooms and acute underdevelopment.
Yo! The German officer, yo! Aluta!
The Avant-Garde Party wants to inform the public, especially the young people, that nobody threatening the peace and democracy of our society to create panic among our people, as the struggle of the Avant-Garde Party over the years have always been the struggle for social justice, academic liberation, economic emancipation, and peace. Henceforth, the Avant-Garde Party, as a revolutionary student movement, believes that during the time of national battles and disputes, we shall take a stance in standing by the defenseless and dejected masses of our people, and we will do everything in our power to protect the peace and democracy of the state as a revolutionary mandate being bestowed upon our generation. Consciously, there is only one institution that is capable enough to protect the sanity of our society, and that institution is the Avant-Garde Party, Prosa of the University of Liberia.
Yo, Avant-Garde Party, yo! Prosa ana mezi, yo! Amanda!
Moreover, Prosa uses this public space to caution the Chief of Staff to refrain from calling too many press conferences and making political statements. It is dangerous to have a Chief of Staff who is becoming very political and addicted to the media. In this light, as we move towards the 2023 general and presidential elections, we want to emphatically register that no politician, whether the ruling party or opposition political party, should attempt to hamper the peace and security of this country, as our side has always been the side of the people. Hence, anything that goes contrary to the peace and happiness of our people, the Avant-Garde Party would not hesitate to stand firm with the masses of our people, because they are the real protectors of the peace and dignity.
Manna! Yo! Prosa say peace, yo! Aluta!
Fellow students, the Avant-Garde Party has always been in the interest of the ordinary student masses. After several months of several engagements, we have realized that the legislature has decided to be adamant about the quest of the Liberian students. We want to register that moving forward, the Avant-Garde Party will not be silent on issues that matter. We have endeavored for this free tuition, and we are prepared to give our lives for this process.
Yo! The quality take care of free tuition and I want care. Yo! We'll march in the capital very soon. We will lobby the bitter boss side and the pepper side, and we will lobby the women and go there. Yo! Students from all communities will go there. Yo! Aluta.
It can be recalled that the Avant-Garde Party staged major assemblies at the Capitol building in November 2021 and on September 8, 2022 of this year to call on the lawmakers, precisely the Liberian Senate, to pass into law the National Equity Act, a bill that is intended to legitimize the free tuition policy and free wax payment. The Avant-Garde Party has since realized that the continuous element and attitude of the part of the Senate when it comes to the passage of the National Equity Act into law. One thing that remains a fight is that the Avant-Garde Party has never faltered in request for academic liberation, and we are determined at this time to champion this cause until our last breath. In a society that has a group of leaders who do not value education, that society is destined to be in a state of perpetual darkness and backwardness. Our endeavor is clearly defined, and we have unequivocally expressed that the issue of free education should go beyond just free education as a proclamation by the President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Dr. Weah. For free education that should be accompanied by legislation by the government toward its sustainability for generation and generation to come will bring quality and substance.
Pass the free tuition, I will take you out of the parliament. Yo, it's not by force, we'll take it from that by force. Yo. The other creator, the University of Liberia is free tuition.
Nelson Mandela was right when he postulated that education is the most powerful weapon against any injustices that you can use to change the world. We are aware that nothing great comes easily, and to achieve certain great things, there should be men and women who are prepared to give their lives, happiness and liberty for the benefit of the society. How do we expect this society to progress when the entire educational system is broken and given less attention to, as it seems to be politicized by both the executive and the legislature for political glorification, by certain elements in the CDC and by certain selfish, single-fan, self-centered seeking elements in the opposition at the level of the Senate. Prosa believes that this policy has created more doors and opportunities for struggling self-sponsored students around the country to have access to acquire tertiary education, and we also deem it necessary to appreciate the government in its sustainability for the past 4 years, but there seems to be some major challenges when it comes to enrollment at these public universities and colleges, where there are influx of students wanting to enroll due to its low fee charges and inadequate infrastructure leading to minimum classroom to absorb those who be students, insufficiently qualified lecturers to fill in those classrooms. As it relates to some of these challenges that the Avant-Garde Party has identified, most especially at the University of Liberia, where thousands of students normally sit for the entrance and fill in their numbers, that seems to be attributed to the minimum infrastructure development that will create more space for students to have an opportunity in acquiring tertiary education at the University of Liberia and other colleges. Therefore, the Avant-Garde Party recommends that the CDC government should see the need to effectuate its free tuition policy by improving the infrastructure development of the University of Liberia and decentralizing the university towards these community colleges that are granting university degrees, like the Basel Community College, BOM, Lofa, Nima, to be similar to CDA Community College in Grand Cape County. We also urge the government to build more public schools and colleges around the country, as more private schools and colleges are hacking and carrying on what is known as mass academic exploitation against our people. The government must act decisively. These granting university degrees community colleges should be fully funded and have well-trained qualified instructors that should be well paid, and hope to see them being honored the University of Liberia as a sub-branch moving forward that will enhance the educational center of our country in alleviating the many constraints that citizens from distances cover just to enroll at the University of Liberia as the nation's premier institution of higher learning.
People in Basel, let them learn in Basel. People in Bon, let them learn in Bon.